Graphing lines of fit. So one of the only ways that you would be able to graph something and get an accurate number, you could kind of guess with a line of fit, but in order to have a scatter plot, get accurate results, you'd need a graphing calculator that would do a bunch of calculations to find out what is the best possible line of fit that you can have. Well, these days we have some other tools available to us. So we've got some data here that we'd want to graph, and it's going to come out to be a scatter plot. We've got year, we've got the goals for the Mustang girls hockey team, and we're going to try to create a scatter plot using that. And instead of plugging it into a calculator, we're going to use Google. So Google has spreadsheets available to us that are powerful. They're able to do a lot of information. So we just took that information, put in the years, put in the goals, and we're going to graph it because Google's going to be able to do that. Excel would work very similar, and it's got some different options, but Google's free, and so we're going to use their spreadsheet function. As soon as we make a chart, you're going to see that there's some different options. One of the options would be a line. You can see that you've got a host of different ways to graph it. Bar chart might be the most common, but the thing we're looking for is the scatter plot. Like right there, we've got all those dots representing the information that we had back in our chart, back in our table. I think that titles are really important. So let's go ahead, copy and paste this into our graph so that we've got a title. To be able to label what we're looking at. This isn't necessary, but I think it's helpful information. You've got some axes where you can look at the horizontal, you can look at the vertical, and be able to title these. Now if you look, it's kind of an odd numbering at the bottom. So they just kind of said, here's about your range. We're going to try to make them all fit in our graph neatly. But one thing that we want to do is get the dates right on. So by clicking on that log scale, it's going to start lining up our dots more with what we want. It's not quite as critical with the left side with the goals. We can kind of figure that out. But there's that one dot at the end, that legend dot, and we'll try to figure that out. Now down at the bottom, you'll see that there is a chance that you can graph it, either linear, and it also has some exponential or polynomial. You can see it'll curve in different ways based on that. Right now we're just dealing with linear. That's the biggest thing that we're interested in. So it has calculated what the best line of fit is. If I click on this, it's going to have our R value, our R squared value. Over to the right, you can see that it's got an R squared of 0.722. The closer it is to 1, the more accurately all the dots fit the line. So if it's like 0.999, they almost line right up. If it's like 0.1, that's probably no correlation, that there's not a good line of fit and they're just guessing on whether it's up or down. So this is a pretty decent line of fit. The last thing, if you look into how to make your line show up, there's going to be a label that you can put in. It's going to come up with your exact coordinates. So here I've chosen to give that line my y equals, and I've got a number, and I've got times x plus another number. That is my y equals mx plus b. That's my formula for a line. So it's calculated out what my equation is in slope-intercept form. So this is the same thing that you would get from a graphing calculator. Could cost hundreds of dollars, but you have free access to this to be able to get some pretty accurate numbers by just plugging it in to the spreadsheet. You notice over in the spreadsheet I did not even put in titles. I could throw those in at the end if I want, but it's going to be able to create this chart, and I'd be able to use that. So hope that is helpful as you are looking at how to graph some information and make sense of it. It's going to be able to, or be easy to make predictions, like where is the line going, where is the line gonna be at certain points, so you're gonna have a good chance of making sense of that information. Good work. We'll talk more later.